all of you. So nice that you could tune in. It's been for many of you, it has been one crazy week, right? All the way down North Carolina with that dam broken. Um, Amnon is in Raleigh. Amnon, how are things there? Our
Thing,
producer.
things are coming back to normal here in Raleigh. I mean, remember, we're inland,
Yeah,
so things are getting back to normal, thank God.
I'm so
But
glad.
it
I'm so
is,
glad.
you're right, it is hell on the eastern part and on
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah.
coast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really been, I mean, it's not enough that we have this onslaught with the political scene, but now we have this weather onslaught. And on the West Coast, we have the same thing up in Oregon, Portland. Well, guys, Al Gore has warned us. Many people have warned us about climate change. Now, is climate change, is that all contributed to climate change? What we caused? I don't know. Maybe. Uh, we know our weather pattern is changing every few hundred years. But this time it seems to be faster. That's at least what the experts are saying. So let's enjoy every day that we have. Enjoy the things that you have. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your animals. Be grateful if all is well. Don't bicker. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill if it's not necessary. Try to be, even if you're not as rich as Trump, and even if you're not as beautiful as, I don't know, somebody just comes to mind, Jessica Parker. I really don't think she's that beautiful, but she's a beautiful woman. And even if you're not, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Don't be. Enjoy the days. Enjoy what you have. Try to make things better for yourself, for your family. Be kind. Be generous. Those are the things that are important. These other things are really not important. Nobody in the world can take their wealth with them, and nobody in the world stays beautiful and young forever. Nobody. So just enjoy it. I was just I think I said that last Sunday at this historical festival, and it's still with me. I am still with that how people, they lived so hard. It was so hard to live. You had to make everything. There was no Walmart that you could go to. There was no car that all you had to do was put in gas and once in a while some oil and go to the inspection. That's all our cars really need. But horses, they need a lot more. We have to have thankfulness. Thankfulness that we are alive, that you do have a roof over your head, that you do have a computer and listening to this show.
Count your
Um,
blessings.
yes, yes. And now that is important more than ever before, ever before. We have to start to be thankful. We have to, and we have to push away those things that make us unhappy. Uh, you know, every TV has an off button. Use it. I have for the last 2 days, 3 days really, watched very little TV. In fact, none. My husband is a little under the weather, so I've been taking care of him. And I didn't have time to sit there and watch anything, and I really didn't want the background noise. And it seems like I have found the remedy that lets me do that. I have taken a remedy, it's called nut myrrh. And nut myrrh helps you with depression, helps you with unrest, helps you with, just not feeling good. This feeling of anxiety and dread that is prevalent. I mean, my clinic right now is exploding with people calling me of asking me what they can take for anxiety, and anxiety can cause pain, not just mental pain that you are depressed, but all of a sudden you start to have neck and shoulder pains. All of a sudden you start to have knee pains. Women, women start to have pains from the waist down. It's like they're constantly bearing down. And that is very, very uncomfortable, to say the least, uncomfortable. If you have foot pain, burning pain in your feet, look into nut myrrh. Nut myrrh might be, it is a cell salt, and I have talked about those before, that will help your immune system to take over. When the adrenal glands have been really depleted, nut myrrh is a very, very good remedy. So they are they are really 7 cell salts. They each do something else. If you want to know more about it, Google it. Schussler, cell salts. SCHUSSLER, cell, separate word, CELL, salts. You come up with all kinds of things. If you have a question, if you don't know which one to take, call me or Twitter me. Twitter me at my life, my will. I always answer. I'm not as much on Twitter as I would like to be, so give me a day or so, but I will answer. Okay, so if you have a question, which one, or what my telephone number is, how to get in touch with me if you forgot it. By the way, Amnon, tell our guest how to get in touch with us.
You can call in at 919-518-9773. Or if you want to use Skype from anywhere in the world to call us, only on audio, computers 2K voice. The easiest way is to log into the chat that you see on the page that you are on right now.
Yeah. And you can put any name in there.
Right.
You don't have to. We are not asking for your email address. It doesn't cost anything. It's totally free. And believe me, you'll be glad you did if you ever do. Now, let me tell you about a homeopathic remedy that I have researched very extensively the last couple of days. I've been using it for years. It has been one of my go-to remedies. It's one of the Polycrest remedies. And Polycrest they are a few remedies, about not 300, about 100. 100 remedies that are used over and over because they have so many applications. You can use one remedy for almost anything. And one of my real go-to remedies always has been Arsenicum. Arsenicum comes, there are different arsenicums. There's an arsenicum plain, and then there's an arsenicum iodatus, and then there's an arsenicum, a kali arsenicum also. Kali means it's a salt. So it's salt, arsenicum salt. Um, but we are talking about just arsenicum. It is a fabulous remedy for animals, especially because it treats a variety of symptoms. For instance, your dog got into, I don't know, something he shouldn't eat, and he's lying there, and before you take him to the vet, you should always have arsenicum definitely at home. Okay, charcoal is another one, if you have animals. But arsenicum is so your dog is not really displaying too many symptoms yet, but he's lethargic, doesn't want to eat, doesn't want to, your cat or your cat, goes for cats and dogs, um, doesn't want to eat, is lethargic, you don't know what's the matter, it's on the weekend, can't get to the vet right away, give a dose of arsenicum. Arsenicum usually will right the animal. But arsenicum also is used for specific problems. Like, for instance, you went to a restaurant, you come home, and you really feel a little squeezy. You feel like, boy, this didn't agree with me. The next morning, during the night, you may have some diarrhea. You also may have a headache. You may have get some joint pains. Take a dose of arsenicum. You may have a bout of food poisoning. But if you are really, for instance, all of a sudden you ate something and it didn't agree with you, and your gait starts to get very unsteady, and you're very cold, and you have a lot of thirst, you want to drink ice cold water all the time, arsenicum usually will right it. If you have a hangover, you have a real bad hangover, you drank a little bit too much, it was a birthday party, it was great, but the next morning you suffer, take a dose of arsenicum. Arsenicum is also great if you're very anxious, you're very restless at night, you can't get to sleep, it's like, oh, I don't know what's the matter. It's just really not working for me. I'm just really can't get to sleep. And when you do fall asleep, you have almost nightmares. Take a dose of arsenicum. If your horse like gets into the feed bin, like I have one of those horses, opens every door, and it's just she's Houdini, no matter, I mean, I have to have literally a lock on it that snaps like that. She hasn't figured that one out yet, where you have to pull the little lever and then unhook it, but everything else she has almost figured out. And she has gotten into the feed one time, and she really ate. And for her not to founder, horses that's very bad for horses if they overeat like that on grain. They can die. They can get colic and they can die. So first thing is if you have a horse, give a dose of arsenicum. Overeating, too fatty, lots of fat, okay, dose of arsenicum. So you get the picture. Arsenicum is one of the homeopathic remedies that you must have at home. Charcoal, you can buy it in the health food store, charcoal and arsenicum. Do we have any questions? Anybody asking anything?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. Now, talking about homeopathy, let me just give you a little bit of a background for homeopathy and natural health. Never ever just take one symptom. Like, for instance, oh, I have a headache and I take an aspirin or I take Excedrin or so on. That's allopathy. In homeopathy, what you need to do is you need to take the totality of the symptoms. So you have a headache and what? Do you have joint pain also? Are you cold? Are you restless? You have heart palpitations? Where is the headache? Is it in the front? Is it in the back? Do you feel nauseous? Do you have cramps? All of that is important. All, the totality of the symptoms. Now, if you have an animal, you do the same thing. They can't tell you, oh, I got a headache, but I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat because I have a headache. They can't tell you that. So what you need to do is you need to then see the animal doesn't want to eat. How do the eyes, how do the pupils look? Are they dilated? Are they contracted? How are the gums? Are the gums starting to get paler? Then it might be a heart problem. Is the dog walking unsteady or the animal walking unsteady? That may be a food problem, a digestive problem. So you need to take all of these symptoms and then you select the remedy. You see, that's why homeopathists like me are valuable, because what we do is I go and I read every possible remedy. I have many remedies in my head. I don't know how many I know, but I know a lot of remedies. And when I see the symptoms, usually a remedy pops into my mind. But what I do then is I then still take all of the symptoms. I have an interview with the person or see the animal and see what else is going on. What are they not telling me? Sometimes it's a mental thing. We do get ill from mental problems, illness, sadness, depression. That all can make us ill. Stress.
Gisela,
Yes.
James is asking, where should I buy arsenicum? And I want to add to it, what strength should somebody just buy in order to have in their first aid?
Okay. I would in the first aid, I would start with 9 or 18. Those are usually
C.
30C.
Nine.
I work predominantly with 30C because it works quick and it, and whenever you are not so sure of what it is, put it in water. Put 1 or 2 little pills in water, dissolve it, shake it real well, and then take a teaspoonful. That usually is enough. Now, James, where can you buy it? Good question. Many of the, like for instance, many of the bigger uh, homeopathic companies that are labs really, that are out there, they don't really want to sell to individuals. But ABC Homeopathy, they also have where you can find the remedy. That means they have a materia medica there that you click on all the symptoms that you have. And it takes a while. It takes a while to go through it. I
That's
mean,
the
if you have a
figure.
broken ankle, it doesn't take long, you know?
Yeah,
You take Sympium or Arnica. That's it.
that's to figure out which medication,
Right.
which
But
remedy you
they
should take.
also, you can click on that. You can purchase there. They have a couple of companies there that you can purchase remedies. And if you cannot find it, or if you find it that it is, some of these remedies are quite expensive now. Now, Whole Foods also has. Arsenicum is one that you can find almost anywhere. Whole Food, a natural health food store, they have now homeopathic remedies. And you just go through that, and it's usually what they have Biron, Biron. These are these blue little vials. Now here's a word of to the wise, really. On that little tube, it usually says headache, uh, what the predominant symptom it is for. Most of these remedies are for more than one symptom. So if I tell you buy arsenicum, research it before you take it. Remember, I had told you in another episode that you can have an aggravation from it if you take it too often. And then if you take it on your own, do not take it more than 3 times a day, unless you have an acute problem. Like, for instance, let's stay with arsenicum. You drank the evening before too much. You have really a bear of a hangover. So take it for 2 hours every 30, 40 minutes. And the way I would do that is I would dissolve in a glass. These pills from Byron are a lot larger than what they're made with sugar. They taste very sweet. They're made with sucrose. And then the remedy is infused in that. But they're quite large. And they say take 5. Don't take 5. Take 1 in water. Stir it real well, or put it into a plastic water bottle where you have about this much water in there, okay? Like an ounce, 2 ounces of water. Shake it real well, and then take it once it's dissolved. That is the best way to take it and works the quickest. If you take it neat, the little pill you tells you to take 5 at one point. Well, you know what? These 5, you use them up faster, but these 5 don't work any faster than if you do it the way I told you. Okay?
I mean, I always buy them on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon is a good one. Yeah. Which company do you buy there?
It's the Byron whatever.
Byron. Yeah. Yeah, you can buy it on Amazon. Most of the health food stores now have homeopathic remedies. They're becoming so prevalent
Yeah.
and so, I mean, it's really becoming mainstream almost.
Yep.
Even though people, it's really amazing. People take homeopathic remedies, but they really don't know how they work or why they work or what, how they're made. It's amazing.
Well,
Uh,
it's
Whenever
it,
I talk to somebody and say, "Have you taken Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've taken homeopathic remedies." So, okay. What do you know homeopathy, how it works and so on? Well, it's an herbal remedy that will take away my symptom. They usually just go for one symptom,
yeah.
most people. Like allopathy. Allopathy goes one symptom. That's it, you know. And homeopathy, you have to take the totality of it. Many symptoms. When you get out of balance, even with uh, uh, food poisoning or with a hangover or a broken foot or whatever, your body is not in balance. You have to balance your body again. And homeopathy does it brilliantly, brilliantly. I am just really, I, I'm always, uh, let me say it this way. I'm always happy that it works so fast, and when it doesn't, I sometimes get impatient. Please don't do that. Have patience. Give your body the time it needs to help, because what homeopathy does in effect, it helps your body to heal itself. It does not heal you. It's not a, a medicine that will heal you. The medicine doesn't heal you. Your body
Mm-hmm.
heals you. All your all your the medicine does is it gives your immune system and your body the push in the right direction to heal itself. Okay.
Gisela, it reminds me of something that Kathy was asking me to ask you last week. Do you know what C. diff is?
What?
C. diff, C. diff, something like that. It's some kind of infection in the stomach, and you have diarrhea. And in some cases, they have to do fecal transplant. You don't know what it is? Okay, never mind. Because she
No.
was asking me. She said somebody that she knows has it, and they were asking.
Well, if you email it to me, if you email me the correct spelling,
Okay.
I might know it. You may not be pronouncing it right or something. I mean, but if there is diarrhea, lots of there's several remedies that speak to that, but you have to find the right remedy for that. And I would advise there, again, arsenicum works great if you have diarrhea, but if it doesn't clear it up right away, ask a homeopathy or, yeah, well, yeah,
Oh, all right.
Twitter me. Twitter me. I will tell you, and we will get to the bottom of that. But not every diarrhea stems from the same problem. You know,
It's
some
it's
diarrhea is you may have. Some people have chronic diarrhea.
it's C. diff. It's Clostridium difficile bacteria, potentially
Ah,
deadly.
yeah.
Potentially
Okay.
deadly.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Right. Right. Arsenicum can help in that because arsenicum works against bacteria. So I would try a couple of doses of arsenicum
Okay, I'll tell her.
and see if that does not clear it up. 30C is probably a good way to go for this one.
All right.
Okay. Also, a lot of yogurt, and get the yogurt that has the live bacteria.
Yeah, the thing about the yogurt and probiotics, I think she was telling her because we're taking probiotics, and she told her but it turns out that she's taking antibiotics once every 4 hours, and there is just no way to get the probiotics to do anything because the antibiotics is in the body all the time and it kills it.
Well, here I got news for you, Amnon.
Yeah.
Don't believe that.
Okay.
Especially if you take antibiotics. You need to take probiotics with it.
I know. I mean, but what
You
happens?
need to. She is going to ruin her body completely if she doesn't. Okay? So tell her to buy the best probiotic that she can find, and they have them in health food store, in natural health food stores. They have them in the cooler system. They come in packets like this. They're about this big, and they're Life Culture.
Yeah.
And if she takes one of those a day, she'll be much faster, much better.
Okay, I'll tell her. And James is adding in the chat. He says, "Good information."
Thank you, James. Thank you. And thank you for your question. I hope that more people will follow your lead. Now, just something away from homeopathy that I have recently found, which I thought I was elated on that. Everybody seems to be drinking coffee, right?
Right.
And we always have these coffee grounds. Well,
Yep.
I found a site, and you know what? I wrote it down, and I can't find that piece of paper anymore, but I have it in my head, so please write it down. Coffee grounds, the ones that from your coffee maker, you put into a cup, an open cup, put that into the refrigerator. You don't ever have to buy those
soda, whatever.
baking soda.
Yeah, baking soda, yeah.
Works better than baking soda. Better. Once a week, you exchange it because you have more coffee grounds. Just throw the old ones out, but don't throw the old ones out yet. What you do with those is you can start using it to clean up. If I use iron frying pans to fry a few things. That was coffee grounds with a teaspoon of salt, a little bit of oil will clean almost any pot beautifully. And girls, if you have swelling under the eyes, you're puffy, take those coffee grounds, put them on there, leave them 15 minutes. The swelling will be gone. You have cellulite. Take those coffee grounds, put a little baby oil in it in the shower. Start massaging your thighs and belly, wherever you have cellulite, with the coffee grounds. You will be amazed. If you want to have a fabulous exfoliation and you don't want to spend a ton of money on these expensive exfoliation products, and look at my skin, right? I've used coffee grounds and salt forever. It's been my little secret. What I do is I take a little bit of the coffee grounds. I put a little bit of salt in there. I put either a little bit of cream or oil. If you want to, you can put a little bit of olive oil in there. Massage your whole face. Your face will be bright red. The blood flow will be immense in your face, your neck, your décolleté. Leave it on for 5 minutes. Wash all of that off. Now apply your day cream. And if you use my cream, my secret that I make for everybody, you will have glorious skin. Your discoloration will disappear. Your sun damage will disappear. lines and wrinkles will be softer and smoother, and eventually they will really disappear. Okay? If you want to use even in the winter time, if you want to have a cheap cream, use a little coconut butter even in the winter time. Put it over your entire face, men too, and you will see that because it's a natural sunscreen also. Now, it's not, coconut butter is not designed to be in the sun, baking in the sun. But if you just walk around and, normal day, I use sunscreen every day of my life. May it rain, may it snow, may it be cloudy, it doesn't matter. I use sunscreen every day because light ages your skin. And with that, my dear friends, if we don't have any more, hopefully we have another question. No?
No, we don't.
We don't?
No.
All right. With that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. And by the way, for all, if you're listening from those flood ravages or where it was so much rain and dampness in the house, use coffee grounds or real coffee. Don't use, it's expensive to use real coffee. That's why I use the coffee grounds, but because they do the same thing. But if you don't have enough, buy some cheap coffee, cheap stuff. Okay? Don't ever, ever, ever drink decaffeinated coffee. I'll talk to you about that in the next show. But use that and put it into all of the damp spots. It will absorb the dampness and it will absorb that odor of the dampness. So I always have a cup just about yay high in the bathroom, right by the toilet, because that's where most of the dampness comes from. And my bathroom really always smells normal without a lot of artificial air fresheners. Okay? So, by the way, cleans the toilet real well too, coffee grounds. Coffee grounds are fabulous. I can make a whole list of that. So if you ever want to do yourself a favor, you do that. It's cheap. You drink coffee anyway, and it's a fabulous thing. So with that, I hope you all stay healthy. I hope nothing will happen to you. I hope that you will have a prosperous and good week. And if you live in the Northeast here, the colors of our trees are at their peak right now. Go out there, see that you enjoy the day, and be good to your loved ones and to yourself. Bye for now.
You're tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, My Life, My Will with Gisela DiCarlo, The Tanya Love Show, Health Then with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Triangle Be Well with Howard Jacobson, Lunch and Learn with Rabbi Yisrael Cutler, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, Current Affairs with Amnon Nissan. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section on nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Atomos.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.